Hey there, my name's Tyler Evanoff. I live in Sacramento, California. The organization that I volunteered for was the YMCA. A lot of people are familiar with this organization. It's a worldwide organization and it stands for Young Men Christian Association. So the YMCA, they do multiple different things. So it's for youth development, for healthy living, and for social responsibility. So where I volunteered was West Sacramento, which is a very diverse population. People don't have the same privileges that other people do in other areas. That's what the YMCA is all about. It's about including everybody, and it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter who you are. It just matters that they want to benefit your life somehow. It's all about strengthening the community, and that's what I absolutely love about this organization. I had a wonderful time volunteering for them. I really got out there. I did a lot of different things, and I got to work with some really cool people. So they serve minorities just through including everybody in their programs. And what I did was I worked in youth sports. So these kids, it was almost like an after school program what I worked at, because these kids didn't really have anywhere to go after they get out of school. And I don't know if it's their economic situation or what. If it's their parents, they're busy. I understand there's things that happen, but it was more of an opportunity for these kids to get out and play opposed to being an after school program where they're trapped inside. So the two youth sports that I did were youth football or youth flag football and youth soccer. So both of these sports, very common. I know a little bit about it, but I really got out of my comfort zone and tried the hardest I possibly could to contribute to anything. So what I did is I set up for all these practices, set up for games. I was out there. I pretty much coached for both the flag football and the youth soccer. It was a great opportunity to meet all these other volunteer coaches. I introduced myself. I got out there. I just pretty much, I threw myself out there and asked what I needed to do. I coached them as best as I could. And these kids are pretty young. They're 5 to 7 years old. They're growing, they're developing. And a lot of them, you could tell they came from tough childhood. So I don't know. A lot of what I try to do and really focus on are the values of being a good teammate and how teamwork really, teamwork makes a team possible. And I think from talking about teamwork and kind of teaching them about how to work within a team is what comes back to the inclusion and the diversity and accepting everybody for who they are, and everybody's out there for a reason, just to have fun. So we want these kids to have fun. They're young, but this is where they can really start making some morals and really learning how to do the right thing and always try to be a nice person. So what I did is, I just really focused on the positives of teamwork, passing the ball in soccer, throwing the ball to a teammate, seeing somebody who's standing off to the side, including them into the whole group. You're part of a team, everybody's in it together, you're going for the same goal. And it's not even about winning at this age, it's about having fun. And I think including all your friends in it is a great way to do this. So I don't know, it was really good, and didn't come down to just the kids. It was the people who worked at the YMCA as well. So I met this, for example, going back to the readings, I think the article was about the NCAA and diversity. So I met a young man named James. We got talking. He's been working for the YMCA for the last couple of years, but it all came back to he was a NCAA football player at Sacramento State. He's a great kid, but as he put it, they don't really teach you what to do after sports. So James, he was a little bit lost, and this is the only thing he really knows is sports. And it came down to he was more of a athlete student than a student athlete. And it's sad to say, but in one of our readings, this is exactly what we talked about. And it was almost a perfect example because it was right after we had this course reading. But James, great guy, but it was all about sports in his life. And now he's trying to give back and try to give these kids what he didn't really have. It was always about sports. And, after that's done, you really don't know where you're going to go. And all the readings that we had, it was just all about inclusion. It's just like really getting these kids out there involved, really understanding how to be a good person, never discriminate against one another. And it was just all about really having fun with one another. A lot of these kids weren't very well behaved. I don't want to say that in a bad way. I just feel like some of their backgrounds are a little rougher than others. So it's like a lot of discipline too. Hey, don't do that. We don't do this because of that. It might hurt somebody's feeling. It's just always making people really feel comfortable in their skin. It's a really fun and comfortable environment for all. That's what we're striving for. So I really, really grew through this experience. It was just great to be around these kids, and they were a lot of fun. But it was just interesting to see all these kids and kind of where they're coming from. And it was good to be in the middle and kind of being a buffer for them and kind of pushing them in the right direction to kind of do a little bit more than they're used to, but, including people that don't always get a chance to, be friends with one another. So that's what it's all about. I had a great time, and hope you enjoyed this. Thanks.